Hi, my name is Maggie Renner Hellman. I teach painting, plein air painting at the Watermill, and it's a wonderful experience. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about color and some color tips. There's different issues to think about in color, and one is the value of the color. Another is the intensity of the color, also the hue, whether it's red, yellow, or blue, and it also if they're complementary colors or not, or analogous colors. So I'm going to talk about all these different elements of color and how to use them. Okay, so here's the color wheel. So complementary colors are opposites on the color wheel. So you can see yellow at the top and purple or violet is at the bottom. So those opposites on the color wheel are complementary colors. You have red and green are opposites, orange and blue are opposites. Uh, and you can use opposites, complementary colors, to get a little drama or excitement in your painting. I love to do that. And sometimes I'll use multiple complements. So I will get into that and explain more with the progression of a painting that I did and decisions that I made along the way to create drama in a painting. So let me just go next to value. The value of a color is very important too. This is just a simple value study showing how light something is versus how dark something is. That's when I talk about value, that's what I mean. Now let me show you these three color studies. These talk about different value or different contrasts, I'm sorry. The first one, it shows there shows value contrast. So they're each the same composition, just a rough little study. But the first one, your focal point, which is this little building down there under the trees, your eye is drawn to that focal point by a big contrast in value. So you have your darkest dark next to your lightest light. That's really bringing your eye to the focal point. And paintings are all about directing the viewer's eye. How do you get them to see what you really loved about this scene? What do you want them to come to? Okay, so the second one in the color studies is about intensity. It's color intensity contrast. So you have mostly dull greens and yellows around the outside, and the building is this intense magenta. So your eye goes right to that, and that you can tell that's the star of the painting or the focal point. And the third one here is complementary color. So it's hue contrast. You have the purple next to the yellow. So when they're right next to each other like that, your eye will go right to it. So these are different methods I'll use with color to direct your eye. And you can push and pull things once you understand these concepts and direct your viewer to what you want them to look at and how to look around your scene. So let me go next to, this is a photo of Venice that I want to paint. It's a nighttime scene, and I really love the way the light was lighting up the buildings and reflecting in the water. And when I was thinking about how I want to paint this, I don't want to do photorealism. This is about a painting. So I want to make it, I love color, so I want it to be colorful. I want drama in there, so I'm going to have some high contrasts in value, but also I want to do complementary colors. So I'm thinking I want to use some purples and yellow golds, because that's what lends itself to this view. So that's my plan. And I'm going to use those complementary colors. And I want to have more of one of these than the other. I don't want equal amounts of purple and equal amounts of yellow gold. So I'm going to have more purple and just little bits of yellow gold. Okay, so I'm sketching in the study. This is just a rough idea of the plan and the design, if you will, of the composition. And then I start laying in my complements, setting up my theme, my purples versus my yellow golds. So I have purple, blue, and yellow gold. Those are my complements. And so I'm getting that set up. And also, I'm thinking of value along the way, that this is going to be value contrast. My yellow golds are going to be lighter in value. My purples are going to be darker to set up this nighttime scene. Okay, and here's the next progression. I'm starting to fill in the different elements. So, excuse me, the colors of the buildings are still along the purple, the red purples, but they're still along the purple analogous side of the color wheel. And I'm keeping them dark so my lights, golds, will pop out. Here it is with all the colors put in. So I have this drama of complementary colors. One side of the color wheel is those yellow golds. The other side is kind of spread out. It goes from purple, which is the opposite of the yellow gold, but also goes on either side of purple. We have the purple blue and the purple red. So it's almost a split complement. And that creates drama. And I can have color. Here's the final painting. I finished it just a little bit more, and you can see. So there's contrasting value in here, contrasting intensity. The yellow golds are really strong. The blues of the water, a little bit quieter, so that those yellows and purples can pop out. This was the scene. So you can see how I pushed it into a painting that I would want to hang on my wall. So I use complementary colors to set up drama in a painting, to have some excitement. And when you have complementary colors next to each other, they create an energy or an excitement that is wonderful to view. And so there are things to think about as you're setting up those complementary colors, because within that world, there's also value, the value of these different colors. Yellow golds tend to be lighter and purples tend to be darker. So that's already kind of set up for you. If you're choosing, like I did, the yellow and purple theme. But you also want to think about the intensity of these colors as you're painting. You want your more intense colors to be near your focal point. You want duller colors out near maybe the edge of the painting, so it brings your eye into the painting. And you use that complement near your focal point too. That's because that is going to get a lot of attention and energy there. So use it wisely. Use it where you want that person to look. What you loved about this scene, that's where you want to take the person in your painting.